I grew up just outside of Chicago, a great family upbringing. My mom and dad are very close to me still. My dad was an entrepreneur, and my mom was a stay-at-home mom, and she dabbled with some careers along the way. Older brother, younger sister. We were classic Gen X kids. We left in the morning, ran around town. I went to Western Illinois University, and right after that first semester, my parents split up. So there was no help for college funding anymore. So I was faced with either you're going to take student loans or figure another way out. I had a buddy of mine, actually, we saw a sign that said, "We want you," the classic sign. You know, we'll give you this, this, and this. So we both decided on a whim, let's go, let's serve the country. I enlisted in the Army as a field artilleryman in Fort Sill, Oklahoma, spent some time there. Being in the military really taught me discipline. It taught me, how to be a part of a team, how to take massive responsibility for everything that you're part of or tasked to do. It's a big part of who I am today. Gina and I met because her brother and I were competitors who became friends. So I actually stopped by his house. While he was in the shower, I'm looking at these pictures. I saw a picture of my wife, and I'm like, dude, who's this? And he's like, that's my sister. No. So I was persistent. And after about a year later, I finally got a chance to meet her.
We met at a Chicago Street Festival, and we just connected. We became good friends, best friends. He wanted to get a house out by me. I was in the suburbs, he was in Chicago. And I was like, oh boy, after 3 months, this is going really, really fast.
Because I had a job that I can do from anywhere, I decided to leave the city and moved out to the sticks. All my friends were like, you're doing what?
Dated for a year, then got engaged, married a year later.
Maddie, or Madeline, she was born in 2006. And then 2 years later, in the same day that I found out that I lost my job, Gina came home and said, guess what? I'm pregnant. So I said, well, guess what? I'm unemployed. So that was when the hammer hit pretty hard. I was working in the mortgage industry for about 15 years. It was right during 2008, 2009. So the bank that I work with disappeared and folded up. We lost everything. It kind of forced me to look into why it happened. It was lack of education. I didn't know what I didn't know, and that caused me a lot of pain, and it put my family and my 2 young daughters at great risk. So I studied for my own hobby and my own benefit. I ended up turning it into a career. From there, I worked for one of those big box stores, and it wasn't really, in my opinion, about the clients. So at that point, I was actually recruited to go to a smaller broker-dealer. Back in 2014, it was a polar vortex in Chicago. It was freezing, 42 degrees below wind chill. So it's 74 degrees below where water still freezes, and my wife and I had had enough. We packed up everything, got rid of the Princess Castles, purged the house, and we moved down here in 2015. The previous company that I was working for, they wanted me to leave my clients up there. In this industry, we become close to the clients that we serve. And I didn't want to give up those clients. So we joined Cambridge Investment Research, and I started Trinity Wealth Management, literally over a weekend. I needed to come up with a company name, a logo, a website, and all that stuff. It's funny, a lot of people think that it's because we're so close to the town of Trinity, but it started because, this is gonna get mushy. My wife and daughters, they're my why. They're everything that I do. So it's like the Holy Trinity, those three.
So Maddie is 18 and a half. She's going to University of Florida. And Addison, she is 16 and a half. They're both super smart and driven and motivated and hardworking.
Gina's she's a fireball. She's super supportive, and that's great. She knows that that's what's needed, and if it wasn't for her and her support, I couldn't do any of the things that I do. In fact, I couldn't do anything in work without the team that I'm surrounded by.
Adam is very passionate about his job.
He's very driven and motivated.
He has a lot of energy, a lot of passion for the business.
From early morning till late at night, he is super dedicated, and he cares a lot about everybody he works with.
I joke about it, but during work hours, it's Adam Parks, At the end of the day, he is the owner, but on the weekends, it's Uncle Adam. So we have a very personal relationship, and we do hang out on weekends. He's a big reggae fan.
I love live music in general, but reggae in particular, it's just a vibe of, radiating positivity and being a better person, treat others, like you want to be treated. We fell in love with this YouTube channel, The Sugar Shack, and the people at The Sugar Shack have really embraced Gina and myself, and we've partnered with them on some projects, which has been so much fun. Being down here, we're always outside.
Love voting. Love the water, love the beach.
We started off with a boat club, and then we ended up buying our own boat. It's not a very big boat, so you get to have that close and tight space. It's just the best thing ever. You know, if we can't go camping together, at least we can go boat camping together. Our dogs are a huge part of our family. The girls just love them. Since we moved down here, my sister came to visit. And she went back and told her husband, pack your stuff, we're moving. Now my brother's here, I'm here, my sister's here, and all the kids are here. So my dad comes down to visit, and he's like, yeah. So he and his wife, my bonus mom, they moved down. So my mom moved down here, and then most of my best friends have moved here also. We're surrounded by family and friends from back home, and it's just the coolest thing. The people that I'm with, both at home with my wife and daughters, and at the office with my team there, if it wasn't for that, we couldn't grow this company. We couldn't do what we're doing right now and have the scale and the growth trajectory that we have today.